That guy kissed you, said Bassam. Priyanka kicked at him. Only so he could put something in my drink and steal my keys, Dot sniffled. That's how the snake got out of Daddy's jail. He better hope we don't come face to face or else. She saw Agatha gazing downwards. I know. Sue, handsome. Wait. But Agatha wasn't looking at Kay. She was looking at his lieutenant, a short, big-bellied man in a brown robe with a red beard and even redder face, who appeared less like a pirate and more like Santa Claus' surly brother. A sleek glass orb floated over his open palm, and he and Kay were studying it like a compass as they walked. Purple lights filled the glass orb, the same purple lights that Agatha had seen attacking Manly Street. That's a crystal ball, said Dot. Smaller than the face. Means it's newer. She glanced at the bag on Agatha's arm. Old ones are like cinder blocks. Agatha had the bruises to prove it. Though only fairy godmothers can use crystal balls, Priyanka said. Fairy godfathers too, Bassam corrected, blinking his third eye. Must be a strong one if he got through Professor Manly's shield. But what's the captain of Camelot's Guard doing with a crystal ball? Priyanka asked. Can't see the inside from here, said Agatha, squinting hard. We can if Amy will spell it, Dot said quickly. I watched Hester do it in the dungeons. Her fingertip glowed as she pressed it against the glass before closing her eyes to summon the right emotion. Reflector Asmorpha. From her fingers spewed a puff of purple foam that formed a two-dimensional projection floating in the breezeway above the group's heads. This is a close-up of what's they're seeing inside the bar, said Dot. Agatha watched it as the purple mist swirled in the projection, half-heartedly forming various scenes, a castle, a bridge, a forest, before it finally seemed to settle on one, a tunnel, with bodies packed inside. The image sharpened, revealing a group of boys and girls in crisp uniforms, sworn emblems on their chests, led by a tall, pale girl with big bug eyes and helmet-cut hair. A girl who was gazing up at the projection of the very same scene. Agatha's heart stopped it. They're seeing us, she breathed. Ryan's men hadn't gone looking for her because they didn't need to. The crystal ball told them exactly where he was. Slowly, Agatha and the group looked down through the glass. Down on the ground, Kay and his companions slowly looked up. Arrows launched from the pirates' boats, spinning towards Agatha and the students. They came too fast. No time to run. She thrust out her arms and uselessly shielded her group as the arrows hit. They rebounded off the glass, clinking and trimming with different stones like a strummed harp. The arrows hogged mid-air, suddenly glowing the same pink as the breezeway glass. The castle defenses activated. Then they magically turned around and whisked back down, impaling several of the pirates, while Kay and the others ducked for cover. Two of the arrows stayed back, however, hovering over the field, as if calculating their targets. Crouched on the ground, the fairy godfather switched his palm over his crystal, kindling a purple bonfire inside it. The orb shuddered above his hand, the storm inside burning hotter, hotter. Then it shot like a cannonball as Agatha's breezeway posted to obliterate it like a bomb. The last two arrows waited 2 beats as if to make no mistake. Then they flew with a vengeance, one whipping through the fairy godfather's heart, the other through the lit crystal ball, shattering it into 1,000 pieces. The robbed man's eyes blurred with shock. Then he fell forward, his corpse landing hard in the glowing wreckage of glass. First year sprinted through the breezeway. Didn't see that in his ball, did he? Dot puffed. Come on, Agatha gasped, pushing the group forward. She spotted Kay using from the ground, jaw clenched as he swept a blood-stained bow from beneath a dead pirate, then a fragment of glass from the broken crystal ball, alive with purple glow. He aimed it right at Agatha. Kay unleashed the glass shard, which speared through the breezeway like a bullet, grazing Agatha's ear and blasting out the other glass wall. For a moment, everything went quiet. Then a slow cracking sound filled the tunnel. Agatha looked up as the breezeway was splintering like a frozen pond hit by the sun. One! She screamed. The breezeway imploded around her as students dashed for their lives, hurtling over the breaking glass and diving for the honor tower landing. Agatha and Dot chased behind the first years, but they were a step too late. The floor exploded beneath their feet and they went plunging off the tower, along with Priyanka and Bassam. Agatha felt the cool night wind as she fell past the other breezeways, the face back on her arm, dropping her like an anchor. Her hands flared for Dot and the others as if she could somehow save them. Then a big, hairy paw slapped at Agatha hard, knocking her backwards.